Hey, Boss Babe, Adrienne Dion here, and I just wanted to first welcome you and thank you for watching the replay of the Content Strategy Masterclass. I initially created this because we all know like content creation is so hard, especially on top of all of the things that we have to do. And so I wanted to create something especially for those of you who are currently solopreneurs and you're doing it all on your own, just to help you get a little bit more organized and purposeful with what you're doing. I was initially not planning to do a replay, but I got so much great feedback from the ones who did attend. So I did want to make it available to those who did sign up and were not able to make it for whatever reason. During this masterclass, as you are going through it, hopefully everything is clear and plain for you to understand. But if for any reason you do need help, please jot the notes down or questions you may have and email them to me. I would love to help you in any possible way, if that's via email or if we need to jump on a strategy call. I would love to do that. It's totally free. So when you're going through this, don't feel like you're alone. If you have other questions specifically about your business, be sure to jot them down, email me, or schedule a strategy call so that I can help you specifically. I hope you enjoy the masterclass. Okay. All right. So by the end of this masterclass, you will know how to organize your content strategy so it's purposeful and actually contributes to your sales goals. You're going to learn how to create the perfect system for creating content that converts. And then we're going to also talk about how to create a schedule that helps you to stay consistent without feeling overwhelmed. And so I just asked everybody to put how they're feeling about their content strategy in the chat. Not converting. I forgot the other one. Unorganized. So nice. Okay. Well, you're definitely in the right place. And I'll just go ahead and just get this part out of the way. The intro. I'm not sure if you guys know who I am, but my name is Adrienne, also known as the Fundamentor. I'm a Dallas-based business coach. I'm a podcaster. The new season just dropped yesterday. And I'm also a public speaker, and I work with small business owners all over the world. Like, I literally have clients everywhere. I am known for helping busy entrepreneurs build a better business and life through time management, organization, and execution. And I'll let Brianna introduce herself.
All right, so good evening, ladies. My name is Brianna. I am a Atlanta-based business owner. I am a virtual assistant as well as a social media manager. So I love helping women-owned businesses get their lives back together and reclaim some of that time that they may spend doing some mundane tasks. So that would include posting in Facebook groups, posting on Instagram, coming up with content and things of that nature. So when Adrienne told me that she was doing this masterclass and that she would love to do it with me, I was super excited because organization and putting content out there is my thing. So definitely stay tuned. And yeah, I can't wait.
Nice. I'm very grateful that you're doing this with me. Brianna is my social media manager, and we have been doing a lot. She's pushed me so much. I'll share a little bit about it later, but we'll get right into the content. So the first thing about content strategy is that it should be purposeful. The whole point of us posting and creating content is to market our businesses. So content strategy is a type of marketing strategy. And just like SEO or any kind of online ad, you need a strategy or a plan in place so that it keeps you accountable. So you know when you should be showing up, where you should be showing up, and then exactly what you should be saying. And because content creation is a type of marketing strategy, it's important for us to realize that creating a purposeful plan starts with actually creating or clarifying your sales goals. So when I start to create a content strategy for whatever product or service it is, I always start with my sales goals. So for you guys, you want to look at every product and every service that you have in your business and figure out the number you need, the number of products or clients you need in order to hit your financial goals, right? Um, it makes no sense for us to just be putting out reels and creating content and all of that if it's not serving a purpose, which is for us to sell our products and our services. And once you have that figured out, the next part of creating a really good content strategy is knowing your target audience. Target audience is super important. It's literally like the foundation. You want to make sure that you understand your target audience behaviors. You want to do this because in order for you to build a sales funnel, a really good one that is really going to help you hit those financial goals, your sales funnel is going to be based on your target audience behaviors. So this requires you to actually know your target audience like you know yourself. You need to know their pain points. You need to know where they hang out, because that's going to actually help you figure out where you need to be creating or putting out content, which Bree is going to talk about that in a little bit. You need to know their lingo so that you can use that in your marketing. You need to know what's important to them, because you'll be able to kind of stroke their emotional strings when you know what's important to them and use that in your marketing strategy. So when it comes to creating a really good content strategy, you want to first start with your sales goals, so you know how many things you need to sell or your products and services. You need to create a sales funnel based on your target audience behaviors. And then when it comes to your sales funnel, this was something that I really struggled with in the beginning, because I was like, a sales funnel really seems complicated. How do you feel about sales funnels? Because I'm going to touch on a few key points, but I want to know if this is something you feel like you already have in the bag, you don't need any help with this. How do you feel? Let me know in the comments. While you guys are doing that, a sales funnel is simply the process someone takes in order to become your customer. Yeah, and a lot of us feel like it's so hard to create one, but hopefully from this, I'm going to go over it really quickly. But of course, if you need help with this, definitely reach out. I like to use pictures because I learned really good with pictures. With the sales funnel, there are like four stages that I would say that you take somebody through in order to take them from somebody that knows nothing about it to actually becoming your customer. So in the awareness stage, and I hope that I break this down as easy or make it as simple as possible. If you have questions, let me know in the chat. So for the awareness stage, this is basically the moment where you first catch your potential customer's attention, right? So this is the point at which somebody becomes aware that you even exist, and they become aware of your products and your services. So in this stage, I kind of feel like it's more like a dating stage, right? You first have to let them know you exist in the world. And so that's where a lot of the content on Instagram comes from. Reels are really good for this because it really takes you to a broader audience. People become aware of who you are. And so there is content that you should be using just for the awareness stage. Posting in Facebook groups, doing lives, anything that you can that kind of caters to the visibility of your business. This is where you would be bringing people into this stage. So you should have content that actually helps with the awareness and the visibility of your business, right? The second stage is interest. So this is when somebody becomes interested in something that you offer. So for an example, maybe some of you knew who I was, maybe you've been following me, maybe you didn't. but I piqued your interest because I know my target audience, because I know a pain point of them, I'm offering something that spoke to a pain point. And when I offered something, you were interested. And so you came into this interest stage. You gave me your email address because I was offering something and you were offering something back that I value. Does that make sense about the interest stage? During this interest stage, this is not the time for you to try to sell to anybody. This is the stage where you are basically establishing yourself as the expert, right? So many times what we do with content is we put content out there and we're always asking for a sale. Hey, give me, let me go buy this, go buy that. You're not really giving any value. And so people aren't, it's almost like it's too soon. It's like if I'm dating somebody and on the first date they ask me to marry them, I'm like, whoa, that's too much. And I kind of don't ever want to see you again. Does that make sense? So you want to make sure that during this stage, yes, exactly, Lentrina. You want to give nothing but value and good content. So as you establish yourself as an expert, you're branding in their mind that if they have questions around a certain pain point or something that you offer, they can come to you. So in this case, in this stage, you're interested and I'm giving you valuable content by doing a masterclass. I'm not trying to sell to you. I'm not asking you for anything other than your email in order to come to the class or get access to it. But I'm not gonna be like, okay, so, buy this book and that's gonna help you, create content consistently. I'm not selling to you. I'm just going to nurture the relationship. And so this is very important at the interest stage. I think people say like it takes 8 or 7 to 8 touch points before somebody actually wants to invest. So you have to think about how content that you can create that will consistently allow you to touch those people that many times. We can do that with email. We can do that with, Instagram posts or anything like that. You can do that with lives. So think about that when you're creating content for this stage in your sales funnel. Does anybody have any questions about that? Is that clear? But yes, you want to educate them around the pain points, around the problems, around your products and your services. You want to just provide value. And then with the decision, once they get down to that part of it, this is kind of like where the person is ready to invest. They're ready to buy something from you. And one of the things that you can do in this is to offer a great deal or offer something that is kind of like irresistible. So maybe after I've been educating you on a pain point, now I'm letting you know, hey, I have something that will help you. After I've, cultivated and nurtured the relationship long enough, they're ready to buy now because they trust you. They've been getting a lot of value out of the free content that you're giving. And so now they're like, okay, I feel like I'm okay to invest. This is when you offer. But it takes time for you to get to this point. And you want to definitely make sure you give a lot more value than you start to just ask from them. And of course, the action part of it is at the very bottom of the sales funnel, but this is basically when the person actually invests or buys your product or your service. And just because they're at the bottom doesn't mean that, they've completed the process. Now you throw them away. No, you want to definitely think about customer retention, think about customer service, showing your gratitude, offering them more things that they may be interested in, continuing to give them that value, reach out for feedback, or any way that you can support them after they've invested in you. That's what you want to do or create content around in that aspect. So how do you guys feel about the sales funnel? How long should I focus on each phase timeline wise. I think it's important for you to think about those 7 to 8 touch points, right? So how many times how long will it take you for them to go through that process of it? A lot of times if you're sending out one email a week, right, and you're giving value, but they may only open what 1 out of 10 emails you send, or 1 out of 3 emails you send in a month, you need more touch points. That them opening the email is actually only one touch point, not the fact that you sent 3 emails to them. So think about it in that part of it as like timeline wise. How many times are they engaging with your content that you created that's like valuable? Some people set it up differently. So some people would take them through like a email funnel, email campaign where they send in like 2 to 3 emails a day to increase those touch points. But you have to play around with it and see what works for your target audience. Whether that's asking them, doing several masterclasses where they're coming to sit in and listen to you teach on something. So just think about the different content that you're doing and how many touch points are actually happening in that time frame. Those are good questions though. So every piece of content that we are creating, it should create brand awareness for your business. It should be bringing people into your sales funnel. It should be building trust and loyalty. So by providing a lot of value, it should contribute to the think, feel, and do factor. And if you don't know what that is, basically, you always want to get people to think about what you're saying, to feel some type of emotion around it. So remember, we buy off of emotion, and then you want them to do something. So a lot of the call to actions really increase engagement. And anytime somebody engages, it's like they remember, right? They remember something about it when you get people to engage. So make sure that it's contributing to the think, feel, and do factor. Also, you should be, you can share a story or a lesson for relatability, or you want to advocate for change. And so anytime I'm creating some type of content, I'm making sure that it's in alignment with this and my content pillars, which Bree is going to talk about in just a second. But yeah, I'll let Bree talk about choosing the right platform in relation to the target audience.
Thank you, ma'am. So I am going to talk to you all about right now choosing the right platform, because people tend to start their business journey, and the first thing that they want to do is make sure that their name is available on all of these sites, but also feel as though that you have to post on all of these sites. And I'm here to let you know that is not necessary. One, because your target audience will not be on every single site. And if they are, then chances are your target audience is way too broad, for one. For two, of course, when we're posting with purpose. We are not posting because, we just like to show our faces or we like to hear ourselves talk. You're a business, you're looking to promote the business and get those clients and get those customers. So to be able to post with purpose on 10 different apps is very stressful. And chances are you won't be able to do it correctly without burning yourself out. So for example, going back in the chat and seeing Kay's business, and she has a spiritual based e-commerce store. So for one, TikTok is huge. TikTok, of course, appeals to younger audiences, but there are older people on the app, but it's meant for the young people and it's short videos. You have the ability to do 3 minutes, but as far as the watching rate, people tend to give 7 to 30 seconds at this point. People don't have the willpower or the attention span anymore to watch a 15-minute video. So going on TikTok and being able to show what it is that you do in 25 seconds, hey, this is what my store offers, or saying, hey, this is what, hey, I sell crystals. This is what this means. If you're looking to make moon water, or you're interested in that, where does that come from? How did you study? Why did you start your business? Those sort of things. Dealing with the younger crowd, that's where they're going to be. On Facebook, getting into groups, um, dropping value, that's a little bit longer. You can do word posts, you can also do videos. You are now able to do reels on Facebook because Facebook and Instagram are Meta owned. So a lot of the features that you have on Instagram, you may be able to find on Facebook, and vice versa. So going into these groups, especially business groups or something that is centered around what it is that you do. So for example, I do see the goal assistant. Um, Dependent on what your target audience is. So let's say that you work with coaches, going into a group that has, a bunch of coaches, if it is a specific type of coach or whatever it is, or, business owners or startups or whatever, going in and dropping value and saying, hey, it is very stressful to try and be everything for your business at one time. You need a system. And systems can be very scary and overwhelming, especially when you're first starting your business. So being able to break down, hey, Dubsado isn't that bad. Once you actually have, your forms together, get your workflow together, being able to place this, that, and the third, so that this is how it flows, so that when someone's interested in your product or your service, you're not having to remember, oh goodness, I was supposed to, send out this email to so-and-so 2 days ago, or I have to, manually type out my proposal. Having a CRM, exposes someone to say, okay, I have systems in place. So going to Facebook, going on Instagram and doing your reels, having carousels, doing stories to not only educate, but we'll go into the content pillars, but everyone is on Instagram. Even if Instagram is not your main point of where it is that you get your clients, everyone has some type of Instagram. Going on LinkedIn, it all depends on your business and who your target audience is. So for example, if you are Sweet Treats by Dolores and you like making dipped strawberries, there is zero reason why Dolores should be on LinkedIn showing her strawberries, because that's not the place. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, showing us the process, talking to people, explaining the difference, that type of thing. So it's important to start from, okay, this is my business. This is what I want to offer. This is what my ideal client looks like. And this is who my target audience is, and go where they are. So I'm going to check the chat. Let me see. I want to focus with wellness business owners. Yes. So the wellness community is amazing. And in itself, it can be, very broad or dependent on what you look at for wellness. So that can be, nutritionists, that can be trainers, that can be a therapist, a wellness coach, whatever it is. So going into those groups where those specific people are, and just adding value. And again, what Adrian said, speaking on those pain points and things like that. It's okay to go out and test, even if it is on your personal page. So just start typing in, wellness centers, spiritual TikTok, searching hashtags that are in these apps and just seeing what people are talking about. Who are the type of people that are popping up, so that you can observe and do your market research, so you know how to better get yourself situated, so that when you speak and put out content, those are the people that are hearing you and want to learn more about you and your business.
Absolutely. Thank you. Again, and I talked about it a little earlier, you have to know your target audience in and out. And I just want to go back to this too, just because in order to create a content strategy and have it be purposeful, each one of these pillars are very important. And you can start to see where the holes are based on, where you're having trouble with or what you're struggling with. So if you know what your sales goals are, you know your products and services, you know what you need to do in order to hit those financial goals, but it seems like you're not piquing interest in order to get people in this awareness funnel or the interest funnel, then maybe you should go back and start to look at your target audience. Maybe going back to do market research or even niching down just so that you're able to be more purposeful with your content. Or maybe you know your target audience in and out, you know them, people are coming into the awareness stage, they're into the interest stage, but for whatever reason you can't move them from being interested into actually moving to where like they're ready to buy, then maybe it's your sales funnel that needs some help, and you may need to switch some things up in order to be able to move people through the funnel and get them from just being aware to actually taking action. So it's super important that you know these parts of the content strategy, and know where you're having a problem so that you can fix it, and kind of close the gap in the process. So choosing the right platform is super important. And then we're going to move on to converting. Does anybody have any questions so far before we move on? Your content strategy should convert. And I've just listed a few tips for high conversion. Number one, creating content that drives people into your sales funnel. That's the main thing that the main problem that I see with people when they're creating content and it's not converting. It's because it's not purposeful. It's not actually driving people into the sales funnel. Either they don't have a sales funnel, or they aren't creating content for each of those stages. And so you want to make sure that every piece of your content is doing something or driving people to the sales funnel or that checklist that I just went over. You want to actually make sure you're using the right content pillars for your target audience. And Bree's going to go over that next. But you also want to perform competitor analysis. I'm really big on like, do not feel like you need to reinvent the wheel. A lot of us need to know who our competitors are. And it's not so much as to copy them or keep our eye and try to do everything that they're doing. But if you see someone with a similar target audience as you, look at what are the things that they're doing that the audience really engages with and they really like. So for example, one of the things that I saw a lot of the business coaches or my competitors do on like their social media, they had a lot of value, but they also had a lot of lifestyle type of things. So I saw that, okay, my target audience, because we have similar ones, they like to see the person's lifestyle that they're about to invest in. So this is something that I need to include into my content strategy. So doing those competitor analysis is very important for making sure that your content is also converting, and it's also giving what your target audience wants. Does that make sense, you guys? So if your target or your competitor they do a lot of reels and you don't, but you see that they get a lot of engagement from that, then maybe you want to start doing some of those things. If you feel like a lot of your competitors are different platforms than you, then maybe that's something you can explore. So make sure you do perform competitor analysis and just see what's working and try to implement that also into your content strategy. And I'll let you talk about content pillars.
All right. So I'm sure everyone in here has heard at least once content pillar. And it's very questionable as to what it is. So I'm going to try and break it down as simple as possible and then also give you some ideas that can usually go hand in hand with any business. So, a content pillar is a subtopic you consistently talk about within your niche that are relevant to your audience. One of the main ones, and I'll specifically list ones that convert well, that'll relate to your audience and make them want to purchase from you or work with you. So, the number one would be the about me content pillar. So back to what Adrian was saying about the competitors within other business coaches, is that people like seeing lifestyle. With, I believe, the pandemic, it's made people more nosy. People started to work from home more, do more video content. And so people want to know what your day to day looks like. It may seem very uninteresting to you that you got dressed to go to the store to get a couple of things, but people will watch the whole thing. They want to see what products you're using. They want to see, what kind of jewelry are you wearing? Um, what brand of things that you're buying. It may just be, bread, meat, and cheese, but you may be using something that's different from me that maybe I want to try now because I never thought to pick it up, and people will start to question that. So using the about me to let people into your lives. And that doesn't necessarily mean that, people need to know exactly where it is that you're living or your social security number or anything like that. But it shows that there's a human behind your business, so that you're not constantly just, okay, I'm here, this is what it is that I do, buy from me or not, and then I'm going to disappear into the shadows, because it's very hard to be relatable, especially when people aren't able to meet you in person, when that's the only thing that you're doing, versus, hey, I am relatable. I get down sometimes. This is what it is that I like to do in my free time. I'm real. This is the type of music that I listen to. You may listen to the same thing, and that allows people to get comfortable with you, your content. It makes you look more authentic in their eyes, and they are more likely to not only listen and engage with your content, but they are more likely to say, okay, well, hey, this person does this. I like what it is that they have going on. Let me at least click on the link in their bio to see what it is that they're talking about, right? Then we move on to behind the scenes. So kind of the same thing with about me, but this way, not only is it about you, but also the behind the scenes of your business. So for example, not only am I a social media manager, but I also do catering. I love to cook. I love to eat, but I also love to show love on a plate, right? So of course, watching the process of me making something is cool, but people want to see the not so perfect things all the time. Let me show you what my kitchen looks like after I decided to shoot 3 reels. It looks crazy in my kitchen. I'm a human, I'm a person, and I'm going to clean it up and move on. When you have a business, when you have products, show us what a restock is in your office. What are the things that are must-haves for your business to keep going? Open a package for us. What is the purpose of um, whatever it is that you just purchased from Amazon, or you have to go to a specific person that's within the area because you rather order from them than do something wholesale. Um, just things like that. So again, the relatability aspect, but also it piques interest of people of what it is that you do different that your competitors may not do. It makes you stand out. The next one would be motivation and inspiration. And if you look closely at the screen, you see that I put a little asterisk next to it. And the reason why I did that is because while it is nice and it's important to have, motivation, it's okay to throw up a quote or, talk about the process, because I'm sure everyone in here knows that being a business owner is not all rainbows and sunshine all the time. It gets difficult sometimes. You question yourself, there's imposter syndrome and everything else in between. And it's okay to say, you know what? Hey, this is hard, but this is my purpose and I'm going to keep going. The reason I put an asterisk next to it is because you don't want it to become a core content pillar, because that's not what people come to you for, and it's filler. So you don't want a content pillar that you're leaning on so much that you're posting six and seven, different posts with motivational posts. But when I look on your page, I don't even remember what your business is or what it is that you do, because I'm too busy remembering, oh, okay, well, this person recommended this song to me, or they recommended a Bible verse. So while it is nice and something that you can sprinkle in, you don't want to push it so much that that's the only thing that people are coming for when it comes to you and your business. So something to put out there occasionally. But again, remember, we are on all of these platforms to show what our business is and to get those sales and those clients. The next one is insight and education, which of course is another one that converts well, because again, you want to be able to establish yourself as an authority in your business, right? We want to know that, okay, this person is speaking on, let's say, different perfumes, right? You like high-end perfumes and you resell them or whatever. If you are posting only motivational quotes and pictures of yourself, I'm not sure that I want to buy the $400 perfume that you posted, because how do I know that you know what it is that you're talking about? So taking something that you have knowledge on and breaking it down and repurposing it, and we'll get into that later. But taking that piece of content and breaking it down, something as simple as, hey, let's see, if you're a cook, here are 7 main seasonings that you need as basic pantry items before you start, adding different things, like Italian seasoning or whatever. But hey, you're restocking your pantry, these are some must-haves. Or you are a business coach and you like to work with those that are small business owners. Hey, here's how to break down, a workflow. What does it look like from A to Z, to someone inquiring about your business to you getting that sale? You need to write it down, and this is how you do that. So that's one that converts well. Sharing your why. Again, people like relatability. They want to know who you are, what it is that you do, why do you do it? And there's purpose behind your business, because again, business owning is not easy. And sometimes it can be easier to just get the 9 to 5 and be on someone else's clock. And when you clock out, that's it and that's all. But sharing your why. Some people do it for people in their lives that may have passed away that inspired them, or it's a childhood dream that you had that originally, you were going to be a doctor and that didn't work out, and instead you got into holistic medicine or whatever it is. But the reason why you push so hard for your product or push so hard for your services to make relationships, sharing that why and being open and being transparent makes people feel like, okay, well, this person doesn't just see me as another dollar. They actually care about me and what it is that I have going on. And so I want to work with that person. Moving on to benefits, of course, again, you are not the first person that may be in that arena, but why should I work with you? What makes you different? Relatability, getting those numbers, seeing testimonials. It's okay to brag about yourself and your business. Go ahead and post those reviews. Any type of responses that you see that are positive from people that have worked with you, or even people that are watching you promote and they see the difference that you're making. So, and the last one, product and service, because again, we are posting with purpose. So making posts, getting on your story, whatever it is, to say, hey, remember, I'm here. This is what I do. Go ahead and buy this $20 ebook that I have that explains X, Y, and Z. Or go ahead and book a call with me so I can, help you through this process and start this program. Or, hey, I'm having a sale, or this is why this costs this much. Go ahead and click the link in my bio. I know you've been watching it for a while.
Nice. So if you guys have any questions about content pillars, definitely put them in the chat. And we also want to make sure the third part is to maintain consistency without the overwhelm. And so the main thing for this is prioritizing quality over quantity. This was one of the main things when it came, when I started working with Bree, is that she was like, or establishing a frequency that is not overwhelming for you, that you can be consistent, because it's not really about how much you post. Of course, you just want to be consistent, but it's so much about the quality that you give. Remember, taking people through that sales funnel, you want to give not a bunch of fillers like Brianna was talking about, but a lot of good value and a lot of education and value around your business. So when it came to me, I started off with 3 posts a week on Instagram. And that really, y'all, I went from, I think in the past 3 months of working with Bree, visibility has just been crazy. I've reached 31,000 more accounts on Instagram just alone. And that was just starting with 3 posts a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, one time a week. So definitely think about what it takes for you to create a certain type of content, depending on your content pillars or whatever your target audience is liking. How many of those can you do consistently a week? And just create that frequency, establish that, master that, and then you can always go back and add, go in and post more. But you definitely want to prioritize quality over quantity. And then batching content. This is a big one for me. I would highly recommend that you go in and define your content creation process. So I give this example because this is my content creation process. I have to capture ideas, think about what types of things that I want to do, whether that's what reels I want to record, the ideas for topics for my lives, whatever. You need a place to kind of capture all of your ideas. Then I have like a recording day. And on that day, because I'm already going to put on makeup to record, I also take pictures or do any of that type of stuff. Anything that I'm going to be on camera, I try to batch all of that stuff on that day. I also have to edit my videos, edit in the reels, edit in the YouTube videos. So I have a time where I'm batching all of that, creating graphics, and then writing captions. And of course, whenever I'm writing captions, I'm repurposing things. So I'll go ahead and schedule out all my emails for the week too. But batching is going to be your best friend. Define your content creation process and then schedule it out for the week. So maybe on Mondays, like Mondays, I don't take calls. I film on Mondays, and I kind of go in and capture ideas on like Sundays. So I know exactly what I'm going to do on Mondays. I record and do all of that. But for me, that's overwhelming in itself. So I don't stop and try to edit all of those things at the same time, because I know that's overwhelming for me. For you, that process may not be bad at all. So maybe you'll record and edit one day, and then the next day you'll go in and write all your captions and your emails and then create graphics the next day. But whatever it is, define that content creation process and then batch so that you can create a lot of content at one time. That's going to really help you to maintain consistency. And then scheduling ahead. Bree's going to go over some scheduling apps, or using a social media manager, a VA. Any of that will help you to batch the content, have it already ready, and then take it off your plate. It takes a long time to sit up and create, figure out what you're going to create, post it, write the caption, and send it. Like that can easily take an hour if you're just winging it. So don't do that. Schedule it ahead. And then repurposing content. Coming back to, do not feel like you need to recreate the wheel. Repurpose your content. Just from one post, you can create an email from that. You can do a live on that. You can create a carousel post. You can do a reel, YouTube video, so much from one post. And I really want to say something to this part. A lot of times we don't repurpose content because we feel like, well, I did a post on that like last week. I don't want to say the same thing. But first of all, people are not checking for you like that. Most people have so much going on in the day. They don't even remember that you posted something last week. And again, remember those 7 to 8 touch points. It takes time for somebody to even get the message ingrained in their head. And so you can repurpose things in a lot of different ways because us as humans, we relate to things differently. Like, yes, I may read something, but if you create a video about it, it'll, hit a little bit differently for me because I'm a video type of person. I like to see visuals. And so make sure that whatever idea, when you have those ideas, think about all of the content you can create from that and just repurpose it. One of the things that Bree does a lot for me is she'll go back to like January and look at the content we created in January and repurpose it. Maybe I did a Facebook post on it. Now she's going to recreate a carousel post and it's fresh content in April. So make sure that you're repurposing your content and don't feel like you have to always come up with so many new ideas all of the time. I'll let you talk about scheduling platforms and then we're almost done. And I definitely want to get questions. I want to respect your time too. So I'll let you go over the platforms.
All right. So really quick with scheduling platforms, you have options. One of the main ones and one of the free ones that you can use if you have a Facebook business page and an Instagram, you can link them on Facebook Creator Suite, and it'll allow you to schedule posts on both Facebook and Instagram. You can type out your captions, you can type out your hashtags, and even see how often those hashtags are being used. You can do regular posts and you can do videos, not reels. You can do regular video feed posts and you can also do carousel posts. So it'll allow you to click on the number, how you would like for them to be organized on the platform, allow you to choose, okay, what is the cover going to look like on your Instagram feed, and so on and so forth. So definitely something that you can schedule out months ahead so that once you are done batching this content, you can go ahead and set that up. And the only thing that you have to do is engage. So it takes out a lot of that headache. With Later, you are able to go to different platforms. So with Later, you can do Facebook, you can do Instagram, you can do Pinterest, you can do TikTok, you can do LinkedIn, and their plans do start at $12 a month. So again, if you are venturing out to the different programs, and you want to be able to post and get everything together at once, you can use that. And I've heard nothing but good things about Later. With Canva, Canva is one of the most amazing apps that you can use when it comes to creating just about anything when it comes to graphics, as far as posting on Instagram if you need a cover photo edited, if you need an invitation made, if you need a YouTube banner, whatever it is, chances are you can do it through Canva. Going ahead and taking the leap for Canva Pro for just $13 a month, you get access to their scheduling app within the Canva Pro account, so that you can go ahead and post on Instagram, you can post on Facebook, Pinterest, and anything else that you may make. You can go ahead and use that app as well. So definitely, if you are just starting out, I do recommend Creator Studio and then branching out to something like Later or Canva, and it doesn't hurt the pockets either. So also, with us having more video content available on these different apps, of course, you don't want to post raw footage majority of the time because there may be different mistakes, or you may want to cut down on time and add different transitions to hold your audience a little bit longer. So using these different platforms, there are different options to subscribe and you get a little bit more, but everything that I'm mentioning here today, they do have a free version that works well and you can do it from your phone. So one of my favorites is CapCut. CapCut is very simple, very user friendly, and you can get right to the point. Pull your videos, shorten, you can slow it down, you can speed it up, you can add a filter over it, you can add words over it, add transitions, and then choose how you would like to share it. The only thing with the free version is that at the end, you will see made in CapCut, because to take off that watermark, you will have to pay for it, but it's an easy fix. Just download your video and then just edit out that last little section and keep it pushing. InShot is one of the same things. Again, very user friendly, not something that you'll have to watch YouTube for a couple of hours to figure out how to edit a 30-second reel. There are different options for transitions, and text straight into the point. You can also edit your pictures and just get really creative. I've seen plenty of things on TikTok where people are making those stop start types of videos, being able to show you making up your bed without you actually being in the video because you're doing the start stop action and different things like that. So InShot is definitely in there too, as well as Video Leap. Video Leap, you can kind of add some extra effects to it that are a little bit more high end. It can get overwhelming, especially if you're not tech savvy, but if you want to make a straight into the point video, again, Video Leap is another great option. And of course, an honorable mention, if you do have an iPhone or an iMac or anything like that, you can use iMovie to make both short videos as well as edit your YouTube videos. And that doesn't cost a thing either.
If you guys have any editing apps that you like to use, put them in the chat, so we can kind of have a variety of options. And then just want to know if you guys have any questions about the content strategy. What part do you have the hardest time with, or you need more help with? Let me know in the comments. I think it's maybe a little bit of delay, but while I wait on you guys to say something in the chat, I'm just wanting to let you know how to connect. Again, this is not a sales anything. I'm not trying to sell you. We just wanted to give you value and help you with the process, because I know, like, not only do you have so much stuff to do as a business owner, trying to take care of your clients, doing all of that, taking care of your personal business, now you have to be a content creator. And it can be very overwhelming. So of course, follow me on IG, Facebook. If you have any questions, you can definitely, that is my email address. Definitely hit me up or go to my website where you can see all of my services. And I do have a one-on-one coaching program, but I do offer just one-on-one, like a la carte session. So if there was something specific that you need help with, I do offer like a 90-minute call to get you some results in that area without you having to invest in a 3-month coaching program.
And that is my information to get in contact with me. You can find me on Facebook, as well as email me at briannatheva@gmail.com, or get in contact with me on Instagram at breathetheva_.
Yes, and so that's pretty much it. If you guys don't have any questions, that is it. I will be sending the replay to everyone who attended. So you'll have those notes with you. But if you guys don't have any questions, I really appreciate you spending the hour with us. And we hope that you have gotten some value out of this presentation. And I'll wait for you guys in the chat. Thank you. Thanks, Kay. I'm glad you found it informative. All right. You're welcome, Nakia. Thank you. No problem, Trina. Um, but yes, I hope you guys have a great rest of the evening, and I'm going to stop recording. So I will see you guys later.